Hello. With this video, I want to describe some of the setup steps that you need to take when you want to contribute to our real estate briefs project, when you want to write a book in our real estate briefs series. For a couple of reasons, we require authors to use Quarto for writing their manuscripts, and in order to be able to support you properly, we also require that you use Git and GitHub so that we can exchange files safely and easily. All this is described on the page, on the support page of Real Estate Briefs, and you find this at library.ers.org/briefs. When you go to this page, then you will see our call for contributions, and here you have link support. When you click on this support link, then you get the support page. There is some description about Quarto and why we use Quarto, a link to the Quarto homepage, a link to 2 videos where I describe how you format your text in Quarto, and how you can use code chunks and YAML options to add, in particular, tables and figures to your document. There's also this second part here about Git and GitHub, or Real Estate Briefs Git and GitHub. There is a PDF file with that. So when you click on this, you will get to I think 25-page PDF file, which explains these things in detail. From this document, I copied the next section into this support page, and these are the initial steps. I propose that you take these steps in this sequence. So first of all, install R on your computer. To do that, you should go to the cran.rproject.org directory, to this link here. So when you click there, then you find here a list of downloads to install R for Linux, for Mac OS, and for Windows. When you click on Windows, on the next page, you see base here, which says install R for the first time. So this is the link that you should click, and then you get to another page which here says download R 4.5.1 for Windows. This is always the latest version of the installer for R. When you click on this, then the download starts, and your installer for R is downloaded. Now you can double click on this to install R. I have R installed on my machine, so I will not do that. The installation of R is very straightforward. You can just accept every one of the suggestions that there are. So when we go back, the next step in our list here is to install RStudio on your computer. And here's again a link. That link goes to Posit, the company that developed RStudio, and you want to install RStudio Desktop. So you're at this page. When you scroll down here, you see, okay, it says here again, you should first install R. You already have done this, and then you should install RStudio. So when you click on this blue bar here, this button, then your RStudio installer is downloaded and saved on your computer. And again, you can just run this installation file, and the installation is very, very straightforward. If you run into any problems in any of these steps, please let us know, and we will try to assist you. Okay, when we go back now, then we get to number 3 on our list is install Git on your computer. And again, here is the download link. Click on that. And again, you have versions downloads for Mac OS, for Windows, and for Linux, Unix. When you click on Windows, then right under the title here, it says click here to download the latest version of Git for Windows. This is the most recent maintained build. So this is what you want. You want to click here, and again, the download starts, and you should then install this. Again, very straightforward install. I've never seen anyone who had problems installing any one of these software products. The next step is to configure Git, and this step is described in section 2.4 of this document, and it basically has 2 steps. You need to tell Git your name, and you should tell Git your email address. This email address here has to be the same one that you use also for GitHub later on. If you already have installed Git and are not sure whether or not you have set it up properly, then you can run this command here. These commands are run in Git in a terminal, so you can just open up any command prompt here and then copy this command in git config -- global -- list. And when you hit enter, then on my machine, I see that there's the user.name defined as Gunther Meyer, and the user.email is defined as gunter.meyer@wu.ac.at. So I'm set up here. If you do not see anything here, then you should also try to say git-v for the version, and you should see something like this, some version 2 point something for Windows. You can do this actually from any command prompt anywhere on your computer. It does not have to be from any specific directory. So just check this and set up your computer so that you get these parameters here set. How to do this is described here with these 2 commands. So git config -- global, and then username, and your name in quotes, because there are probably blanks included. And the second one is git config -- global, and then user.email and your email address. Since emails are not allowed to include any blanks, you don't have to put quotes around this. And when you then run this git config -- global -- list command, then you should see something similar to what you've just seen before. Let me go back here. So now we have done step 4. What needs to be done still is step 5. Sign up for a GitHub account. Again, this is described in this document here under 2.5, register GitHub account. And what you do there is you open up in your browser the page github.com. And when you do not have an account, or when you are not currently signed in, then you will see a page which looks like this here. So to sign up, you click the sign up link here. This is to register for GitHub. And then you will get to a page like this, where you specify your email address, and this has to be exactly the same email address that you used on your local Git. You select the password, username, and so on. When you've done this, then you actually should be logged in automatically to your account, or you may have to log in. In this document, I also talk about some test run, what you can do, create your own first repository. What we want to do now is we want to clone a book project that is already stored on GitHub. This will be the procedure that we will use to prepare the documents for you and to deliver them to you. So when you have set up a GitHub account, you should communicate the name of your GitHub to the editors of real estate briefs so that the editors can then set up the book project for you and make it available to your GitHub account. When you log in, you will be allowed to use the real estate briefs account here. And in this account, what we have here is a set of repositories. Here you see next to overview, you see repositories 5. And when we click on these repositories, we get a list of all these repositories. For the next step, I will use demo book here. So I click on demo book. And now I see all the files that are available in demo book. And we want all these files to be downloaded to your local machine, or you want to download those to your local machine so that you can then write your project. I just want to demonstrate this now with my machine, and I want to demonstrate this in RStudio. So what we need to do first is we need to click here on this code button, and this then brings up something where it says here clone, and we want to clone the remote directory on GitHub to our local machine. So we click this button here right next to this URL to copy this URL to the clipboard. So this is now copied, and then I change to RStudio. So I open up RStudio, and I want to start a new project in RStudio. The way to do that is you click here on File and click New Project. This new project wizard, the last entry here is version control. So you click this version control here, and then there are 2 different versions. We want to use Git. So we click Git. The repository URL, this is the URL that we just copied. So we click into this field here and then paste the URL in here and call this demo book video. So now I have specified this is where the information is stored on GitHub. And this also says that my local directory demo book video should be connected to this directory on GitHub. Yeah, I may probably want to open in a new session here and create the project. This takes a little because the data are downloaded, and then the new project is started. So RStudio loads again and starts the new project. Now when we look here, we see that we are on the desktop in the directory demo book video, and we can also go to the desktop and scroll for demo book video. So here you have exactly the same, and these are exactly the files that we downloaded that were available on GitHub in this directory. So you have now a copy of this directory here on your local machine. Back to RStudio here, we see, well, there are a couple of interesting points here. We have an index QMD file, an intro QMD file, a references QMD file, and a summary QMD file. So these are different chapters for your book. There is an _Quarto YML file here, When we click on this, then this is opened here. And now here we see that we've specified the title of the book, we've specified the author, a date, and we've specified the chapters. So these are the chapters that you saw here under the files. There's the index QMD, there's the intro QMD, there's the summary QMD, and there's the references QMD. There's also a references bib file here, which includes, contains one reference and should contain all your references then. We don't want to use the title demo book. We at least want to write it differently. We also want to have another author. I use my name here and save this file and close it here. Now, when we open our index QMD file, then we have a render button here. And when we click render, then all these chapters that are defined in this _YAML XML file, all these are rendered separately and then merged into the book. You see here we have the intro QMD file, the summary QMD file, the references QMD, which were rendered. And now the result is opened in our browser. You see here the name we gave it. You see the author name we gave it. And when you look into the reference QMD file, you will see that this is specified there. When you look into the introduction, into the intro QMD file, you will find that the introduction is defined there. In this interactive form, it takes a while to open up the chapters, but we can actually go here, and here is the directory _book. When you double click on this directory here, you see an index HTML file. When you double click on that, then you get exactly the same, and here the reaction is much more immediate. So you get the introduction, you get the summary. When you get to references, you see the reference which was in the references.bib file, and it was also referenced. Where was it referenced? Here in the introduction. Here is this reference for this file. So when you make changes to that and render the index QMD file, then you always get the latest version of your book as an HTML file. So these are the main steps of setting things up for your contribution to real estate briefs. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions or run into any problems, please send us an email and we will try to assist you and help you setting things up. Thank you.